Thank you and welcome to the Valder Beebe Show. My show is about interviewing the world's most incredible people, and I've got one of those incredible people today. I've got IMAJ here. She's young, she's a millennial, she's gifted, she's talented, she's beautiful. Those are my words. But as her fans, I have read some of the online postings. They're their words also too. IMAJ, welcome to the Valder Beebe Show.
Thank you. That was such a generous introduction. That was so beautiful. Thank you.
You are welcome, and it's all true. When I find someone who's talented and embodies all of those things, I like to praise them and say them. Sometimes we don't tell people what they need to hear. And so that's just an adoration from my heart. I had an opportunity to listen to your CD. What's the title of your CD?
Well, it's self-titled, so it's IMAJ.
All right. I just love to hear you say your name. It's a beautiful name. Your mom did a good job. Your parents did a good job with that. IMAJ, you're so young, but you've got a burgeoning career. Tell me, what type of music do you sing?
I am a country singer. I love country music. Country music is in my heart. I grew up listening to everyone from Mozart to Dolly Parton to the Beatles, and that was probably the biggest influence from my mother, who grew up on country music. And my grandmother used to say, "Turn that country off," but it just kind of filtered through and it got to me, and as a writer, I just gravitated towards country music.
You and I were talking earlier, it seems like when God turns that creative part of you on, you're interested in everything.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and so you've picked up so many little nuances in different music genres, and I heard it when you were singing. I can tell you're distinctively country, but I can hear the Mozart, as you said, because your voice is so clear, so fresh. So young, it really is.
Thank you.
Who influenced you the most?
As far as musically?
As far as music.
Musically, I always say Loretta Lynn.
Oh, I love her.
Do you love her?
I love Loretta Lynn, of course.
Awesome. Yeah, I love her music as well. I mean, she's got that spunk. She writes all of her own stuff, and she's just awesome. She reminds me so much of my mom for some reason. The way, she's a strong woman and an elegant woman, and Loretta Lynn has just always influenced me. But Charlie Pride is awesome as well.
I know.
I know you said one, but I love Charlie. I've met Charlie, and he's just an incredible person, and he made such an awesome way for me to come into the music industry. So. He
did, and I've had the opportunity to interview him, and you're right. Anytime people can impact me over the telephone wire, they are awesome, and he was one of those persons who really impacted me. Let's go back to your self-titled CD. Tell me what the single is about, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
The single, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, it's all about, well, you know that movie, don't you?
I do, and I just saw it flashing across my screen recently. I said, oh, my favorite movie.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, the beautiful thing about that song is, both generations, the older generation and the younger generation coming up, can relate to that song. Because when you're of, the older generation, you remember the movie and you're like, wait a second, what's this song about, right? It kind of makes it intriguing. But when you listen to the song, it's all about love, love, love.
But you're about love.
Yes.
You're about love.
Yeah.
Because I saw some of your fans are called Love Team or Team IMAJ Love or something like that. I said, that is so neat.
Thank you.
Do you call them your fans or your audience? Which one?
I don't really call them anything except for love.
That's so
love
pretentious of you.
Yeah, and I think of them as, they're people, we're on their journey together, and we both have that same kind of energy inside of our heart, is that we all want peace and love. I think everyone fundamentally wants that. And so people who are gravitated towards my music, they learn to love, some of them learn to love country, because some of them, I get some fans who come and they listen to my music and they said, well, I never really like country, but I like the way you sing the country. And we have such a mix.
Let's talk about country. We're going to talk about what I call the elephant in the room, because people do not feel, people of color, we love country. They don't think that. We're such probably a minority audience. But there's a lot of people of color, we love country. We love music, period.
There's a lot of us in the closet.
Is that what it is?
That's what I found out.
Okay, okay. I love country music. I've always loved, and you named some of my favorite. Dolly Parton, Retta Lynn, love Reba McEntire. There's a whole list, and now I've got IMAJ to add to the list. But when you're trying to come into a field, I think it's a good choice for you, but you tell me, you're coming into a field that's not saturated, in a sense, with people who look like you. Does that become an advantage for you?
It can go either way. You know, everyone has their side of history, I suppose would be the best way to say it. You know, the younger generation is like, oh, okay, you know, a country singer, another country singer, but the older generation, you know, is still kind of caught up in their ways. And I mean, but you'll get that going into any aspect of the industry, you know, and it's not something I ever dwell on because it's not something I was really raised with as far as the adversities that comes with being a black country singer. It came out mostly when I got into the industry, but I was never raised understanding any of that kind of stuff, if that makes sense.
It does, because most times your age, the way you look, people would expect you to be either a pop star or, I guess, hip-hop. Or, yeah.
Like Lil Wayne. Which, by the way, Lil Wayne is in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. We've invited everyone from Willie Nelson to Lil Wayne.
I didn't hear him. I heard Willie Nelson.
Yeah, Willie Nelson, Lil Wayne, Jesus Elvis. It's all about having that space to be yourself in a world where everyone wants to make you someone else. You know, and it often does feel that way in the country music industry as a black country singer. But we only dwell on love.
So it's like the proverbial, who are your dream guests for dinner, kind of?
Right, exactly. So that's the whole question. And the whole question is, if you could invite anyone to dinner, alive or passed on, who would you invite? Oh. So who would you invite?
Jesus.
Jesus?
Oh, without a doubt. Hands down. That's right.
Yeah.
Because he can get everybody else to come.
Exactly.
So we'd be good on
Break
that
bread
one.
forever.
Exactly. Well, as I wrap up, I'd like to know, where are you going after this current CD, your first self-titled CD? Where do we look for you?
Well, you can find me online on Facebook, facebook.com/IMAJofficial, and we are coming out with the next album. We're working on the next album right now and the next single, so be on the lookout.
I like that. I really like that. One more thing I'd like to ask you. You come with your own heritage, but you seem to be walking in your own strength. We all probably know your dad from the 90s maybe? From that movie, what was it, TV show, Miami Vice?
The TV show, Miami Vice.
And your father is?
He played Tubbs on Miami Vice. His name is Phillip Michael Thomas.
But you wear that, but you don't use that. And you know, most people come into this industry and they use that.
Well, you know, I'm very proud of my father. And I think most young girls are proud of their father and want to talk about them, you know, talk about all of their accomplishments. And I do that. I don't stray away from that, and I appreciate that. Of course, his legacy does open a lot of doors for me. But once I get in that door, it's up to me to keep it going.
Well, you're so talented, and I gotta add that you sing or you speak 6 different languages.
I sing. Phonetically, I taught myself to sing. I've always looked at music as a universal language. So let's say I heard a song in like French or German, and it spoke to my heart. There's some things that just speak to you, you know?
Yeah.
And it just kind of, as a creative person, it causes you to kind of hone in on that. So whenever I hear a song in a different language and it's something that I would just want to sing out, I just have to sing it out, you know? Then I'll learn it, regardless of the language. And I have a very romantic relationship with language.
Will we hear that on any of your upcoming CDs? The reason why I asked, and that's a great thing to do. I love Najee, and he has a song on one of his older CDs in Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
I can't understand a word, but it is so sexy, so beautiful, so romantic.
You can just listen to it, right?
Exactly. Can you maybe think about treating us something like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Can't leave without giving your mom a shout out. You've got a great mom, beautiful mom.
Thank you.
Say hi to her and just...
Hi, Mommy. I made it.
I want to thank you for your time, and I want to thank you and your mom for setting this up. This has been a great pleasure for me.
Thank you.
I wish you the best that God has to offer you. I will be your #1 fan, and I will follow you, and I don't follow a lot of people, but I will follow you because I know one day I will be telling people I interviewed her. I was sitting in the energy of greatness, And she added something great to my life.
That's your own greatness. It's all of our greatness.
Thank you so very much, IMAJ.
Well, thank you.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been my pleasure to talk to IMAJ. Please tune into the Valder Beebe Show. You know you can find us at valderbebeshow.com, on KKVI, The Bridge 91, and of course Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll see you there.